Y'all that there's somebody out there for everybody. And what one woman is not willing to accept, another woman is there with her hands out waiting for crumbs. That's exactly the situation that reminds me of this whole Nelly and Ashanti relationship, right? He was with that other woman for nearly a decade. And she went on that show and she said, I don't want to be just a baby mama. I want to be a wife. Like I want it to be love, marriage, baby, and in that order. And in that order. And we don't know why they broke up, or at least I don't know why they broke up. And now he's rebounding with Ashanti, and let's just call it what it is. It's a rebound, sis. Like it's
Oh,
Stop the cap.
so she on one. She on one. That she gonna say Nelly was with that woman for 10 years. You wasn't a wife, sis. You wasn't.
There you go. Can we not accept that? Can we not accept that just because these people were together for a long period of time, 10 years, that's a long time, that they most likely didn't get wed because he wasn't a husband or she ain't a wife. But 10
Or
years?
she stayed too long. She stayed too. A lot of women too will stay in hopes that my loyalty will prove that, baby, you can trust me, marry me, everything is great. And you have some men who stand 10 toes on, I ain't marrying nobody, even Mother Teresa. So it could be for financial reasons. Nelly
Not
might
just that, Crystal. Like we got to also be willing to explore the fact that she not just he ain't willing to wed, that she may not be a wife, and it may go for Ashanti as well. Obviously.
So here we go. Here's a little meme here. All right, that's Nelly up top with his ex. That's him down bottom with Ashanti. It says
Yeah.
when you are in with. It says when you are in love with him, they say she loved him. He really wasn't all that into her, but he says he's into Ashanti. They're into each other. So,
I mean, they both clearly had their issues in the relationship. So who's to say it's one person's fault over the other? Like it was clearly a mutual issue. I don't get it.
He looks happy. I think he is happier. I didn't get the whole the other woman will take crumbs. I didn't get that vibe. I don't know about you, Lim, but I didn't get that vibe with Ashanti that it was just like she'll take crumbs of what I think it's Miss Jackson.
Is that what the girl was saying?
That's what she was saying. She was saying basically he didn't, you know.
It don't seem like that at all.
It don't seem like it. Just seems like they're happy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Ashanti's taking crumbs. Is Nelly a crumb? Like I don't
Huh? There you go. So it's my understanding that today's culture is trying to kind of refer to the legend that is Nelly, and all with all due respect, that he's a dusty.
Yeah, he's a.
Well, I think no, they're saying that he's giving dusty treatment by not marrying women. That's what nobody could say in their right mind that Nelly is a dusty or even anything. I think she's trying to say she's getting the bare minimum of what she requires, of what he's giving. You know, he's not giving marriage, but like you said, Mr. Walker, maybe it's just that Nelly has not met that woman who he deems worthy. But God, if he can't find it, can't nobody find it. He has money, looks, and a personality. So I think I stand by what I said. I think it's that he probably is just the type of guy who is not real big on marriage. I saw him on stage. He was ducking and dodging that question and rubbing her belly. I don't think he's into marriage. That's my guess.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Now, Ashanti's 42. All right. And I believe Nelly is pushing about 48, 49. So, like, what about that? Does age play a difference? Ashanti is 42, having her first child.
And what one woman is not willing to accept, another woman is there with her hands out waiting for crumbs. That's exactly the situation that reminds me of this whole Nelly and Ashanti relationship, right? He was with that other woman for nearly a decade. And she went on that show and she said, I don't want to be just a baby mama. I want to be a wife. Like I want it to be love, marriage, baby, and in that order. And in that order. And we don't know why they broke up, or at least I don't know why they broke up. And now he's rebounding with Ashanti, and let's just call it what it is. It's a rebound, sis. Like it's a rebound. I hate to see Ashanti going out bad like this, because honestly, when I saw that she was pregnant, in my head, I said, yikes. Because already, sis, and why didn't you make him marry you? But this is a middle-aged man who did not marry the woman that he was engaged to for 7 years. And he's probably not going to marry Ashanti either. And if we're really keeping it a buck, Probably the only reason that he's with Ashanti is because he's already middle aged and he's nearing the end of his life, and he wants somebody to spend the rest of his life with, and he wants a kid. And Chantel was not going to give him a kid without marriage.
Oh,
stop the cap,
man! This sister is angry, man. I'm trying to the anger. Nelly middle. Don't you understand? Men hit their stride between 45, 55. That's like the financial stride.
She said he was at the end of his life.
Yes. What? She's so mad. She tried to put Nelly in the grave, lamb.
But don't you think that's the age where men really start? First off, yes, he's not in the grave, and Nelly looked damn good. Him and Ashanti still look like they could pass for 30s. So they both look really nice. Nelly is very attractive. But the point is, I think men get to that age where they want something serious. The average 21-year-old Instagram model. I think a lot of people get the misconception that all rich men automatically want someone half their age. That's not the case all the time. I know millionaires married to people who are their age. So, and Nelly comes from humble beginnings. He probably wants something real.
All right, so see, Crystal, what percentage of those men marry older women at older age? They're normally been with their wife for 15, 20 years, or ain't no, nobody's marrying no older man. He just ain't not a man with resources. He ain't marrying older women.
I know some. I know. Ma'am, what about you? I know men who are middle aged and marry women maybe 5 or 10 years younger, but mostly their age, like 5 year. For me, I've seen that.
But most of them just aren't getting married at all. You speaking about a small percentage of men.
I don't know the stats on that. I can't say one way or the other. But would they prefer to marry someone younger? Sure. Does that happen all the time? No. But I mean,
yeah, that's what you was hitting on preferences, Crystal. Like they probably just listen. Most men get what they can get. We always say that.
There we go. So is there a chance in Hades that Ashanti and Nelly going to get married?
I think so, but unless he doesn't want to, what you think?
Go ahead. Go ahead, me.
So. I don't think he's going to marry her. I don't think he desires to marry her.
You know what I think? I think it is what it is. Nelly and Ashanti got back together after all these years, and Ashanti's 42, and like y'all ladies said, Ashanti most likely wants to experience being a mother, and like these is folks with means.
Yes,
I believe Ashanti went to them and said, "Listen, we got chemistry, we got yada yada. Listen, pop a baby up in me, would you? I ain't tripping over marriage, Nelly. I ain't tripping over that. Pop this baby up in me, give me a pretty baby, and we'll take it from there." I believe that's their modern day agreement.
Right. I find with that video, what that girl was saying, she made it seem like Ashanti's a victim and like Nelly got her pregnant and he should have married her first. And it's like, you don't realize she a grown woman. Like she chose this. Like she could have waited she hasn't gotten pregnant so far. Like chose this to happen. And like, why are you feeling bad for the girl? Like she's Ashanti. What? I don't understand.
I guarantee you she was ecstatic to make that little human.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashanti's walking around that house.
Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Pop the baby up in me. You feel me?
All right.
They look great together, man. I hope they do get married. They look amazing together.
So I would say that Ashanti did a reflection of her life. I think Ashanti realized that she couldn't do better than Nelly, which says a lot because it's not like he's the creme of the brulee. He's not the top of the line rapper. But she had to do a reflection of her life, and she's been in the industry for how long? She's been in front of how many producers, and now she's 42. She's at a age where pregnancy is very unhealthy, and she was like, I want a baby, and this the only man I've ever loved, might as well. That's my opinion.
I tell you what, Pygmy, I gotta give you some pushback. I said this before you came on, I find it funny that today's culture is like kind of talking about the brother that is Nelly, as if like she realized her option. She said, I ain't gonna do no better than Nelly. He ain't the best. And I feel like today's culture, because you're looking at his rap career. Nelly since then is a businessman. Rap is in the past. Yeah. And
I ain't talking about that part. I'm talking about the allegations that's out against him. He's not the best. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure. Okay, I ain't sure of any allegation.
Ashanti and Nelly, they broke up in 2008. Apparently, they were separated for 15 years. So they dated back in the day. They got back together 15 years later, and he popped the baby up in her. So
It's silly to me. I think that's weird to get that age and be like, I'm gonna let Nelly get me pregnant after a few months. Like, no, let Nelly show you who he is, girl.
Maybe they had an agreement back in the day when they were together, and they were like,
Maybe.
like if I don't have a baby by the time I'm 40 and you're not married, then we have a baby together. Maybe they had that type of agreement because people talk like that.
Maybe.
Mhm.
That does make sense.
There you go.
Maybe they did have a pact.
That, and then again, like, do we really think that, a sister like Shanti, as attractive as she is, do we really think she can do better than the man that is Nelly? We really think she could have did better? And as far as like demanding that he give her a ring, is she in position at 42 years old? Is she in position to be like, hey, Ninja, before you put this baby in that I want so bad, you got to marry me? Is she in position to say that, make those demands?
Not really, I don't think. And like I said,
Not at that age.
yeah, I think she probably just wants a baby and she's happy and whatever.
Yeah, I
Is
definitely.
marriage her goal? Was married? I don't know. I think maybe back in the day she used to talk about marriage, but I haven't recently heard her talk about it as much. But in the next breath, it's just, I just think she was more so looking at her time clock. I don't think it was Nelly. Well, Nelly does play a factor because, of course, she likes him, but she's been in the industry for so long, single, independent. It's not like her career was contingent upon a producer ruining her. She controlled her own brand. She could have dated anybody else. She could have married anybody else. It just, I don't
Oh,
think she could
Shanti?
do better. Yeah, if she, because she's childless, she's
Mhm.
talented, and if she is as traditional as she tries to make us believe, because that's something that she claims she's a good woman. So if is as traditional as she claims to be, she should have been able to snag a man prior to this. She shouldn't have had to become a baby mama, in my
Well, I would
opinion.
say she's grateful now. I would say all that considered what you just said, at 42 to snag a high value man, I would say she should be ever so grateful. All right.
I
And
think
he
she
is,
chose her best option. I think she chose her literal best option. Like if, like you
of
said, the
course.
same. It's true, Meek. Like she's around everybody. She can have access to everybody, but she chose to have a baby with Nelly. Like that, she surveyed all the men, and she was like, you know what? I'm going back to him because he was the best one out of all of them. Had to be because she's a grown human being. Like she's not a young woman. Like thinking like this, like she's been through it. She's probably thought about this and was like, all right, we're gonna make this happen with Nelly. That's what it seems like to me.
I agree. I think the only way you could go opposite and you could give pick me pushback is if although I agree with them, I think is if you say she does a Eve, like how Eve married that white guy, or how you marry somebody who's not in the industry, which is hard because you, like Meek said, you kind of track what you around. And is she at galas? She could go, but I mean, like, does she want that man? Probably not. So I think you have, if you're famous and you're old, but you still look good, you need to find a lawyer, or you need to find somebody that's outside of your niche of whatever you do. At least that would be my advice.
Okay. Well, Who's the Master says, why would a man of means get married with all the messy divorces going on these days? Yeah. It's like, I would say this is like the men of means. We can't speak for just men, average working men. There's still a risk for all men, but these men are taking the ultimate risk.
I mean, doesn't people that are in a higher tax bracket, they usually stay married at a higher rate than people that make less money, though. So
They do. And two, I think that it depends on the man, because men are very territorial. And if he got a fine wife, if he got a fine girlfriend, some men are not in this. They want her. If that's the special one, if that's the one who has the mind, the body, everything, he will. Men who are, whatever you want to say, high value, they will snatch it up, because men respect other men who are married, and marriage is a like status. So I think that they will do it for those reasons.
And that was great though. I know we saying, y'all saying that men of means are staying married long. At what rate are we talking? Shout out to the medium man. I wish we had. What rate? We got to bring the stats out.
Higher rates. I got the stats right here. Higher rates.
We can't say like regular people are divorcing. It's like a 5% difference. Then
you got a clear number, Crystal, because I know it's.
I got a clear number.
There we go.
If it's significant, all right? If it's not significant, then men aren't doing it. You can't say, "Oh, you got a 5% better chance at staying with your wife than the guy at Amazon." Like, no thanks.
I want to say it's 20%, but I don't want to stumble on my words.
Y'all better be saying 70%.
Seriously,
I would say it's lower.
So
yeah, I think Nelly winning. I think Nelly winning. Excuse me, and Ashanti's winning.
I think it's scary.
How is he not?
I think it's scary.
I think they're winning.
It's scarier to do baby mama stuff than marriages because she
not now. Baby mama drama gonna be a lot different when you got resources and you busy. Like it's different. Like, and Nelly ain't gonna be sitting at home and his baby mom gonna come through trying to key his car. They busy. It's a whole different situation.
Now that don't make a difference. People with money, the women still be going crazy for child support, regardless. Like women be wanting money.
Women, Ashanti, I think Ashanti has her. She seems pretty like humble. Like her and Nelly seem like to me a perfect match. Like he seems like that cool, down to earth, wild, crazy, fun. Ashanti is with the ish, and it more so seems like when you hear those conversations when people are like, now that we're both stable, now that we're both at an age, let's see what it's like to raise a baby and be able to be in a happy relationship. I've heard men say that too. So I don't know. I think they're happy. I don't think this is the blueprint for any of us, but I think it is for people, like them.
I think that's what makes me upset, guys, because I think I get how we personally feel about it, but I just be thinking about what like people, us as Black people, not me, but most of us, like Black people in general in the community, utilizes these celebrities as people to follow behind. So if we know that communities are built on families and structure, why are we just happy that some other set of rich people decided to create more broken homes? So that's just my position with it. Like I'm advocating for more Black families. Ashanti and Nelly are not creating a Black family. They're two individuals who are about to have a baby.
Well, our theory tonight was that pregnancy is the new marriage. All right. So I don't know.
It just might be, but that says a lot about where we've come as people because that's not valuable.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just not. It's not a legacy. It's not. You're not leaving anything behind. It can get really messy that way. I don't know. I don't know. They should have been the forefront of building healthy older marriages so we can run behind that.
Here we go.
That's how they got back cool out of Versus. Like she had no plans to speak to him, but she said Nelly came up to her first, and then that's how they started talking again. So I think Nelly, if anything, was being like a typical man, was probably being cool, probably was trying to shoot the shit and dub back and see what the cookie hitting for. I do not think that his plans was to be in a serious relationship. Like he did an interview somewhere, and I wish I would have had these details ready right now, but he did an interview somewhere saying that they was just having fun. So that's why I think she set him up. Because he was saying, like, we're just having fun, having a good time. Marriage ain't on my mind.
You can't set no man up, though. You can't set.
Not. Yes, you can.
What do you mean she set him up, man? You can't.
What do you mean? I already told you how he got set up. He thinks she on birth control. He's shooting up the club, and she's really not. Those eggs.
Yeah, but the burden still falls on the man. Though it's easy for a woman to say, and y'all can try, but a man can't escape accountability like that.
You think?
No,
I'm telling you, we men. We telling you.
I'm gonna let the men know.
It's his seat. Whether she say, "Oh, it's safe," all that wild ish. It don't matter. It's still on him. She could say, "I ain't got no uterus." It don't matter. It's up to him. If you gonna go ahead and plant your seed, that's on the man, 100%.
And that's why I think that it was an agreement. That I think they had an agreement, right? Like she went this whole time without having a kid, and it seemed like they're friends. It seems like they're genuine friends. And Nelly was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. Well, let's go ahead. Let me let you have your kid with me, because you know what I mean. Like, I feel like he did her a favor. That's what I think. That's what it seems like.
Yes.
Because he has kids, she doesn't. That was her best option. She went back. Right? She could have had anybody else, but she chose Nelly to have a kid with, and he was like, "All right, cool, bet. Let's do this."
Yeah.
Ashanti, like,
that's what I think. Why not? He about 50, she 42. I really think there's like, let's just do this. The hunting is good. Keep it a buck. This is modern world. There ain't no morals. They're like, the hunting is good. We have a good. Yeah, shit.
right.
They like everything. It all feel good. It's all good.
It don't matter no more. Baby. And the sad thing is that what's to me the sad thing is when the celebrities do these things and they can get away with it. Why? Because they have all the resources and the money. But then you have the common folk looking at it and they emulate it, and then they just set themselves up and their families and their children for mad failure. And it's like, that's the unfortunate part. Which is, to Meek's point, if you're in the public, maybe you should be more responsible and be like, let me put a better image out. But people live their own life. They're imperfect people too. So I don't know.
She says, sorry, I'm responding to something Pick Meek said earlier about the best Ashanti could do is not top of the line rapper. Nelly, his current net worth is 70 million. She struck gold. Her net worth is like 5 million.
No, she didn't. She didn't strike gold.
What if she didn't want married?
Guaranteed to that.
But what if she doesn't?
Another woman who's dating a man with money, that does not make her any different from anybody else that get pregnant by some dude.
What is it does, because she's happy and he's happy.
No, that is financially. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, financially, the upbringing of the child, she is different than Bonquisha in the hood for sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure, but she's not no different from no girl getting pregnant by no kingpin.
How not?
What do you mean? That you just because you have a baby for somebody, you are not guaranteed to their wealth. She does not.
It's not about his wealth. It's about the fact that
this man mentioning his money. He said she struck gold. No, she couldn't have. She struck money getting pregnant.
She struck.
Her net worth ain't going up.
She struck gold as far as her baby being taken care of.
She can put on child support. Not to be ghetto, but
child support or not, there's no doubt in the world that baby gonna be taken care of financially. There ain't a doubt in the world. College fund,
that baby is gonna have a good life.
Yes, that's great, y'all. But Nelly would have proved a better point given her his last name. He just made her a baby mama.
Hold on.
Did he marry anybody else? Did he marry any of his other?
He doesn't desire to be married.
Right, and maybe Pick me. What if she's the type of woman who doesn't care? Like, you do have
on her.
There's women, right, who don't care. They're like, I'm happy. This man is great. I'm on a deed. I'm in his will. And he's set. He has money. He loves me. We plan to have this baby, or I accidentally got pregnant, but he's happy. It is what it is. Like Mr. Walker said, like, there are some people who genuinely love each other and just have their pride in the way of not wanting to make it official. And when it's money and resources and business involved, to me, that's the only time it makes sense. Or like your moral religion or something like that. I don't know. Pick me. I think if she Pick me gonna be right if she started looking crazy, hair falling all out her head and getting drunk. But I don't see that. I think that she would have some decorum about herself and go her separate way if it doesn't work, and they would co-parent. That's what I think.
I think Ashanti sweet talk that baby by the Nelly. I think she told him she been saving that Kuda Catafam for 15 years, stroked his ego. I got to connect dots. And they was having a good time, having fun. She was laying the femininity on thick. And yeah, you can get a baby by the ninja with that combination. And it was done and done. Yeah.
Yeah, because we got to understand, Nelly can get a much more attractive woman than Ashanti, younger. So
that's why I don't think she sweet talking him. That's why I think she trapped him.
Tonight we are going to explore the idea that Ashanti talked Nelly's drawers off.
I want to say that because I mean, it's
and Crystal, I want to respond. I would disagree because in 2008, Ashanti wanted to be a wife, And one of the reasons why they separated is because she wanted to take their relationship more seriously than Nelly wanted to take it.
So as a wise woman,
believe 15 years later, she just don't have those desires anymore.
Maybe, but as you get older, you get wiser. If you say the man I left, look at Miss Jackson, his ex. She wasted 10 good years with him. And guess what she got to do now? Walk away, pushing 40 something, and wasted 10 years with this man who never gave her a ring. When, in my opinion, she would have been better by just chilling. I don't care about marriage, whatever, and just made him think she didn't want it, and then he would have been on his knees. Versus Ashanti is playing it smart. She like, that was back then. It is what it is, and so she might get that ring. And if she don't, she doesn't care. Because I hope as you get older, you get wiser. Get that man, 70 million, works hard, fun, sexy. That's a mixture for a great situation. Other than
go ahead, Lam. What you got?
I was gonna say, and if you were a woman, right, and you're married and you want to be married, and maybe she does, but if you're looking at the track record of the man and you see that he has other kids and he didn't marry any of the other mothers, like, that. So what are the chances? Do you think you're different? I mean, Shanti's probably different, but still though, like, he didn't marry anybody. He had kids with them. So the chances are he might not marry you, and she might be cool with that. She seemed like she's cool with it, or she wouldn't be pregnant because she's 42. Like, I don't think it's easy to get pregnant when you're 42. Like, how long did it take for this to happen? And she's on birth control. I mean, there's too many things to where it's like, oh, this just happened, and Nelly didn't know that this. I don't know. I don't buy it. I think that this was an agreement.
I do too.
Saying.
Well, if you're fertile, you're fertile. It doesn't take no time. Like, if she got a good set of eggs, she was gonna get pregnant regardless. So that's why it don't make sense. It ain't even been a year since they rekindled and she already pregnant.
Her clock was ticking, man.
We all have that boyfriend from high school that still wants us, or that guy who always wish they could get us back.
I didn't have a boyfriend in high school, and boys ain't like me, so I'm sorry. I cannot agree with that.
Well, I'm telling you, and Lamb is telling you that it's a man I know who will still spin a block for Lamb. And respectfully, my husband, none of that. I ain't gonna speak for myself. I'm gonna speak for Lamb. But Lamb knows that there are men from back in the day that definitely would try to hit Lamb up again. I'm just saying it happened.
Well, here's what I'll say to that. I'll say this. Look at Nelly's face. I think Nelly I think he really is in love with this woman. Like, come on, man. But here's the deal. Women need to understand that men and women are different. And Nelly is head over heels for her. And that's probably the woman. I think every man got, that one woman.
There we go. Now I'm bad at it.
But here's the deal. When women see stuff like this, y'all start thinking about he might marry her, put a baby in her. That don't mean monogamy. And that's the first thing y'all go to. Y'all got to think outside the box. Like, he could be head over heels for her, but this is not going to be anything traditional.
I guess he'll have to speak for himself. But I think that all women should go in with a healthy dose of not being oblivious to certain factors with male nature. And Mr. Walker, I'm not saying it offensively. I'm just saying that, you can't be like, I'm going to kill myself. I don't think it's anything women collectively should ever say. I'm not with the Shahrazad Ali train. I ain't on it. I'm not the, brainwashed type that will just be like, and then if he want a family over here, he can have it. And if he want a baby over there, no, I ain't got time for none of that. But you should not be.
Family better be a secret. Yeah, I bet not ever find out.
Right. Right. But I think ultimately you do. I just don't like to see young women go into marriages thinking like it would never happen to me, ma'am. It can happen to any of us. So just chill. So I agree with Gavin. But he might be faithful to her. I mean, faithful to her.
I don't think he got I don't
even think that is. I don't even think she cares. Like, she knows. If you're in the industry, I don't think she care like that about that. People that live that way, the people that are in industries don't care like that. I don't think.
Every woman, nah. I think it's different. Like I said, men and women are different, man. We got to acknowledge this. So I don't care how much money, how resourceful, how famous. Women are women down to y'all bone, and nothing changes that. Men, the more wealthier men get somebody like Nelly, they can sleep with women and just keep it moving. Women,
Gavin, you have to realize there are religious men. There are men who just live by a certain moral code. So I'm not saying it's the common man. That might only be 10% or 5%. And we know Nelly ain't him. I ain't arguing with you. We know Nelly ain't the, the religious man who's not going to cheat on his wife. But you do have some men who can have money and still like be faithful to their wife.
Understood. But all women, I'm painting with a broad brush. All right. We can't sit here and say, oh, well, she probably don't care what Nelly does if he steps up. Bull jive.
She better not find out. Like Pig Meat said.
Show me the woman. Even Young Miami cared, but did he step out? Like, come on now.
Now, Gavin, that's definitely not true because most rich women are expected. Most women married to rich men expect them to step out. Like, I can't speak on a black basis, but I know when it comes to white people, white CEOs will write in escorts into their contract. Their wives are fully aware of that. They don't care because as long as home is taken care of. Like I told y'all, my
we can't say they don't care though. They do care. Them women sitting in the house, popping pills, drinking wine all day to get through their damn day.
Okay, maybe cares the wrong word. Maybe cares the wrong word.
They living in a state of delusion. They care. They
didn't
broken.
leave, Gavin. You said we was all the same. They didn't leave. They holding down their family miserable on them antidepressants.
Well, that don't. Yeah, two things is true. Two things is true. Yeah, that don't mean you
gotta
leaving.
do.
What I'm saying is, she said, y'all saying some women just cannot care. You said, oh, she don't care what Nelly's gonna do.
Some women, I do know a small percentage of women that don't. They know that they just don't care. Like they kind of, when Mr. Walker
after a certain point, though, it's not initially. It's after the 20th time, after they've been beat down into the ground. It's not you cheat one time and I just don't care. It don't work like that.
I think as long as he's not sloppy, women don't care. I think
I care.
I care. Our front door.
I care. I give a damn. I care. And my husband, I know he knows. I care. So I'm not giving you no Shahrazad Ali passes, none of that. Yeah. I think it's better that women keep their foot right there. Because I think I can't control my husband. He's gonna do whatever he wants to do. Women cannot control a man. That's where we think we can do it, but I know what I can control, which is myself. And I know what my standards are. So I just leave it there. Not to disrespect him or anything like that. But no, Pig Meat, I think collectively as women in our little sisterhood that we gonna create, we have to get women smart enough so that they understand men, but also respectful enough of themselves to not just be like, do whatever you want, And some women, like you said, Pig Meat, some men got money. And so their women will just be like, whatever. Where's my Birkin bag? Where's my, and they don't care, So I think it depends on the woman.
Y'all keep throwing this. All right, man. Y'all keep throwing. Let me get these super chats. All right, y'all women now. Y'all wild.
I would say I only disagree because it seemed like regular girls who be standing at bus stops, they be at Walmart. Do
y'all think everybody
went? Dude just cheated on me. They'll be like,
what do y'all think? Well, here's the thing.
They be mad key in his car. Pig Meat, stop playing. They be going his dog.
Y'all acting like everybody wears their emotions on their sleeve. Like people ain't walking around. People are faking happy. Y'all must understand.
That's true.
But they don't be leaving. Is my point. Faking happy or not.
Granted.
Together.
Granted, I don't mean they don't care though. I mean, we connecting dots that ain't there.
Well, to me, that means you don't care. Because if you did, you would leave, right? Wouldn't you leave if you cared?
No,
if your man cheated, you would leave, right?
You could care, but you could also be logical and reasonable.
Yeah, you can care, but be logical. And that's why we have a lot of divorces now, because people get in emotions and then just say, I'm gonna go. And I'm not harshly judging anybody. We've all been there. But what I'm saying is that as women in the new day, we have to be smart enough to understand that just, cheating, a man cheating, although it is horrible, if you're married, you got to be smarter than that. You can't just say he cheated and I'm gone. So did you ask me if my husband cheats on me, will I leave?
Yeah, hypothetically, because I pray to God he never
hypothetically did. If my husband cheated on me, hypothetically, yes, I would leave. Hypothetically.
Would leave.
No but what I'm saying,
it was like it was just one time you would be like, I gotta go.
Hypothetically, I would leave, because as women, I'm on camera. But okay, let me be real. I'm not tolerating cheating, and I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But what I'm saying is, as women, we have to understand that if a man cheats on you, although that is horrible, you got two options. And this sounds really bad, but you can act like you didn't see it, and continue on with your life knowing he ain't the man who you thought he was and move accordingly. Or two, you can leave. And some women do leave. I would say my younger self seeing something like that, I'm out of there. My older, wiser self seeing something like that, just to keep it 100 with you, no, but I'm definitely going to be looking at you a different way now, and I want what's mine. I want my it got to make sense for me.
Now, how about this? Now, how about this, Crystal? Now, in the context of cheating, everybody cheating. At what point does the woman reflect, say, you know what, my man has stepped out or whatever, he's stepping out? What am I missing? Because men are logical, especially men of means. They're logical. They're not willing to mess up a situation that's good, that's peaceful. So that's
Mr. Walker, you always confuse me with that. Do you not understand people can cheat in a sneaky way and not get caught?
Wait, again, I'm saying these men are logical. Like, men ain't just like, oh, everything's fine. You know, my wife is on her square. She doing what she's supposed to do. Let me go. That's not how this
common
works.
sense ain't common, Mr. Walker, a lot of times. And men, a lot of times when they do cheat, it's because they are horny.
That's
so
not true. No. The number one reason men cheat is in search of femininity. It ain't because they're horny. That is not true.
Well, I shouldn't say horny. They're not getting something at home that they want.
Femininity. They're not getting femininity cooperation. They can have a smoking hot brat of a wife, but she ain't feminine cooperative. He'll go cheat with something that ain't even attractive because she's feminine. Men usually step out in search of femininity. Again, that's why I said, I know for sure it would behoove today's women in these situations to reflect on themselves. Say, what am I missing? As men do.
So you think all men are cheating because of femininity and not ever?
Nothing that broad. Yeah, nothing. You can't say all about nothing. So
I said men of means. I said these men of means usually are very logical. Men of means.
Got you. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss. I got you.